West Virginia. My name is Peyton. I'm going to be your host for today's show. Now, before we get started, I have one question for all of you. Are you having a good time at the fair today? Oh, come on. I think we can do this a little bit better. I said, are we having a good time at the fair today? Fantastic, because Watershow Productions Incorporated is proud to continue your fun by presenting to you the All-American High Dive Show. We're going to kick things off by bringing out our cast and introducing them to you up close and individually. Starting off on the right-hand side of the stage, all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada, he's a fire diver and professional trampoline artist. Let's say hello to Salmon Sharastani. Next to Salmon from New Jersey, he's a professional cliff diver. Let's make some noise for Steezy Sully. Next up, all the way from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, he's a professional gymnast. Let's give it up for Ian Irving. And last but certainly not least, from Omaha, Nebraska, he's a professional high diver, fire diver, and stuntman extraordinaire. Let's keep it going for Clark Kostek. Now, divers, it's up to the boards. We're going to start things off by showing you the different positions and categories in the sport of diving. Now, these are the dives you'd see in amateur and professional competitions around the world. Starting off with Sully, he'll be showing you the forward 1.5 somersault in the pike position. Watch as he keeps his knees completely straight and bends only at the waist. Now, he appreciates that applause but cannot hear you until he's out of the water, so let's make some noise for Sully! Next, Clark will be walking to the edge of the diving board and turning around to show you a back 1.5 somersault in the tuck position. Watch as he brings his knees to his chest and squeezes into a tight tuck. An incredible dive displayed by Clark! Now, Ian will be switching things up a bit. He's going to be traveling forwards but flipping backwards. We call this one the reverse, but you might know it as the gainer. And a great entrance into the water when he climbs out. Let's make some noise for Ian and the reverse dive! Switching things up one more time, Salmon will be walking out to the end of the board, but this time he's not going to be flipping backwards. He's going to be rotating forward towards the board. We call this one the inward. There he goes! Also showcasing that tuck position once more. A very difficult dive to do into a pool this size. Let's make some noise for Salmon! Now we've shown you the forward, the backward, the reverse, the inward, and now the final category in diving is the twister. Check out Clark with his multiple twisting dive. Now that was an absolutely splash-tacular forward 1.5 somersault with 2 full twists. Make some noise for Clark! Introduced in the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney, Australia, a brand new diving event, synchronized diving. This is where 2 skilled athletes have to perform the same dive in mirror image of each other. Now their approach, hurdle, dive, and entry must all be the same. We have Sam and Ian teaming up for this tandem dive. An incredible back double somersault with 2 twists. Now once they get out of that water, let them hear you. It's Sam and Ian. Now if you turn your attention to our high dive ladder, you'll see that Sully has made the climb up to our 10-meter perch. 10 meters is the highest they go in the Olympic Games today. Check out Sully with our first platform-style dive. An incredible double somersault with a half twist from 33 feet in the air. Let's make some noise for Sully! Now we will be showing you a dive that you will not see in the Olympics. This time our divers will be flipping and twisting in opposite directions at the same time. We call this one the pinwheel dive. What a crazy fun effect created by the oppositional flipping and twisting. Now that's a very difficult dive, so let's make some noise for our pinwheel divers. And finally, all 3 of our divers are teaming up for a very special dive called the tandem dive. All 3 are going to be flying through the air at the same time, entering the water at the same moment, and attempting to avoid a mid-air collision. On our 2 3-meter springboards, we have Clark and Ian, and flying high over their heads from that 10-meter perch, it's Sully, and this is the tandem dive. see, one of our divers has been left behind and will be climbing to the second perch on our high dive ladder. That second perch stands at over 50 feet above the surface of the water. To put that into perspective, the highest they go in the Olympics is only 10 meters or about 30 feet, which, if you remember, is only equivalent to the first perch. Once he reaches the safety of that second perch, he will have 2 full seconds of airtime before hitting the surface of the water. Diving from heights like this requires a skilled and experienced professional, and luckily Ian happens to be one of the very best. Alright, Ian looks about ready, so folks, let's make some noise for Ian in the intermediate dive! There he goes with an incredible double somersault with a half twist, a fantastic entry into the water from 50 feet in the air. Let's give it up for Ian! All right, everybody. Are you all enjoying the show so far? Fantastic, because our divers have been demonstrating to you how difficult it can be to perform the many aerial and acrobatic maneuvers in the sport of diving. Now that brings us to the part of our show we like to call the freedom of expression demonstration. Now what is that, you may ask? Well, the freedom of expression demonstration is the part of our show where our divers get to express their individual personalities in their diving. Now it can get a little crazy, so hold on to your seats as the Aquamaniacs kick to the stage for their expression set. Oh my goodness, they certainly sound ready. Oh, looks like Sam's going up first. Now be careful, looks like there's a little slippery spot at the end of the... Oh, that looks like it hurt. You better let somebody else go first. Looks like Ian's up next for his first dive, going in for the crow's nest. What a big splash. Looks like Sully's going up next, going in for the recliner. Getting lazy on the job. You're fired. Clark's up next. Take out your camera phones. It's time for the senior picture. Now let's see. Oh, we have one diver struggling to get out of the pool. 2 on the deck. And has anybody seen Salmon? Sam, what are you doing up there?
Well, I came up here to do a crazy dive.
A crazy dive? That sounds awesome. Let's see it.
I can't.
What? Why can't you?
Well, you see that lady in the front of our bleachers with the pink hat on?
Yeah, I see the lady in the front of the bleachers with the hat on. What about her?
Well, she's bothering me.
Bothering you? She wasn't even looking at ya.
I know. That's what's bothering me.
Oh my goodness. Well then, just skip it.
Say what?
Skip it!
Okay, let's go.
That is not what I meant, but I guess we'll take it. He skipped it. Now let's take it back to Sully. It's a bird. It's a plane. All right, give us just one moment. We're gonna take it to the next part of our show because we did have some things going down. So that takes us from the very crazy and zany to the very difficult and dangerous. Who wants to see a high dive? Alrighty, now if you turn your attention to our high dive ladder once more, you'll see that the top stands at over 90 feet in the air. The very top perch is only 1 foot by 1 foot square and stands over 80 feet above the surface of the water. When our diver leaves the safety of that top perch, their body will accelerate to speeds in excess of 55 miles per hour. And they're only diving into about 9.5 feet of water. To put that into perspective, I want you to imagine you're driving your car down the highway at 55 miles per hour and you're only given 9.5 feet to stop before smashing into a concrete wall. Now that's pretty close to what our diver is going to be experiencing in just a moment. And the man accepting that challenge today is gonna be Salmon. So let's get behind him with a huge round of applause for our high diver, Salmon! And up he goes, have a safe climb. Alright, now that Salmon has made it up to the top of our ladder, we're going to give him a moment to catch his breath and prepare for this extremely difficult and dangerous dive. After all, he has just climbed the equivalent of 7 stories straight up. Joining him poolside will be the rest of the crew, and that is not only for the obvious safety reasons, but also to disturb the surface of the water. When diving at that height and traveling at those extreme speeds, it can be difficult to tell the difference between the water's surface and the hard pool bottom. Alright, he looks about ready. And he's a long way up, so if you wanted to hear you gotta get real loud. Let's give it up for Salmon in the high dive! And let's make sure he's okay. And he is from 80 feet in the air, high diver Salmon! But folks, that is not all. We have one more very special dive to share with all of you today.
And folks, that is going to be our Human Torch fire dive. In a moment, Clark is going to climb up here, and he is going to be dressed in a 100% pure cotton sweatsuit. That is going to be the only protection he'll have against the raging flames he is about to endure. And here he is. So folks, let's get behind him with a huge round of applause. He is our Human Torch fire diver, Clark. There he is. In a moment, he's going to be jumping into our cool blue water, soaking it all up like a sponge, and that is going to be the one more barricade he will have against those extremely, extremely hot flames he is about to endure. Now, right over here we have a bucket, and that is because we've arrived with a little bit of a present for Clark. But that is no ordinary present. That is a cape soaked in high-test gasoline. We're going to be draping that around Clark's neck, And that is what's gonna be lighting him on fire today for our Human Torch Fire Dive. Now folks, I think this is a perfect time to remind you all that playing with fire is highly, highly dangerous and not something we'd recommend to any of you, anywhere, at any time. Our divers are professionally trained stuntmen and women under the supervision of stunt coordinators. Once again, do not go anywhere and play with fire. Now, the climb that Clark has started is made even more difficult by the fact when soaking wet, all of his equipment weighs over 60 pounds. Now, once he makes it up to that first perch, we're going to give him all the time he needs to catch his breath and gain his concentration for this extremely difficult and dangerous dive. This is not a dive you'd want to rush. And there is the signal. So folks, we're all going to count him down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there we are. It is a huge fire all on his back. Folks, he has not even covered up yet. And there we are. It's Bubba and Clark. There he is. Those flames are nearly triple his size, and he's turning around to show all of you those massive flames. And off he goes, head first into the water. And this climb back is made even more difficult by all of that material weighing him down. So once he's out, we're gonna make sure he's okay. And he is, folks. Let's give it up for our Human Torch Fire Diver, Crazy Clark. Alrighty folks, that is our show. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you have an amazing rest of your day here at the fair. If you'd like to see more of our show, we have one more performance at 6:30 with more crazy stunts and crazy dives. You are not going to want to miss it.